Okay, let me start the record. So we have 20 students, so a couple of students are traveling, and yeah, it's pretty good, Okay, all right. So let's start. So I was talking about the possibility that the future technology. Okay. All right. So I was talking about the choice between online and offline, in-person class. So yeah, I know some students have a preference about online classes. Some students, do actually in-person classes. But my perspective is very simple. It's not regarding. Okay, it doesn't matter what actually we prefer. Okay, but this untacting communication technology is developing, and more people will use this technology, something like Zoom communications and this BBB communications and some other technologies. More and more technologies will be developed to make up some issues. Okay? So it's like a transition period. Okay? Turbulent external environments. So to cope with this turbulent external environment, then what are you gonna do? Okay. We still have the specific preference, but my preference is not so important at this point because it is changing. Okay? So it is a coercive factor. All right, coercive factor. So it should be taken. All right. So the best way to respond this is we respond this change proactive. We still have our preference, but we react proactively this change. All right. That will be the better way for business leaders like you, right? Or societal leaders. Okay? All right, so let's talk about that. Chapter 6. And the last time we talked about chapter 5, right? Okay. Chapter 5 was business level strategy. Okay. Very, very important. The most important topic in this class. So business level strategy was talking about what? How to compete, right? How to compete. Okay. So a single business unit, how to compete. That was business level strategy. Okay. And today we're gonna level up, right? Corporate level strategy. Corporate level strategy assumes multiple business units. All right. So corporate level under the umbrella of corporations, you have multiple business units. All right, multiple business units. How to harmonize, or how to orchestrate, right? How to balance this business units is the topic of corporate level strategy. All right. So where to compete? Okay. So to harmonize this, okay, to balance this business units, we need to talk about diversification. Okay. So what is the diversification, and also what the means of diversification, and also when and how the diversification works, something like that. Okay. This is the topic of corporate level strategy. Okay. So I assume that you are ready to talk about this. Okay. So if you're ready to move, to start, please say yes. All right. Great. All right. Great. Thank you. So let's start. Okay. All right. This is your schedule. I just want to make sure this schedule is exactly same as the one on the syllabus, right? So exam, so Wednesday, right? Okay. So we want to cover chapter 4, 5, 6. This test is not cumulative. Okay, so this test covers only 3 chapters, 4, 5, 6. Nobody cannot give it up. Okay, all right, 4, 5, 6. And presentation. So this presentation is about the second presentation. This is about simulations, your practice round. Okay? So what was your strategy? Why you made this decision, something like that? What was your strategy? Okay? How it worked? Okay? We'll share this information. Then we are gonna increase the level of understanding about this game. All right, this game. All right, strategy and decisions and performance, something like that. Okay. So we're gonna talk about that. After discussing that, you will be ready to move to the regular competition rounds. Okay. All right, then you wanna do simulation practice round 2. All right, March 15th. Okay. So we have this schedule. Good schedule. All right. Any question, comment about the schedule? Okay. If you don't, all right. This is the distribution of your work keys. Okay. So average is a 6.48 out of 7. It's perfect. Okay. It's perfect. It's great. It's great. I don't have any problem with this. Look at the standard deviations, 1.44. This is a little problematic. All right. This is a little problematic. That means this number means actually your performance is widely distributed. That means we have some students here. Okay. All right. Some students miss the test or some, did not good job. Okay. So please, if you are here, please move to this way. Okay. All right. Then we'll find. Okay. All right. Then let's start with the one case. Okay. Corporate level strategy. So let me go to the canvas. Okay. Then chapter 6 one case is now published, so it's available. Okay. Please go ahead. Go to canvas and find chapter 6 one case. I'm gonna give you 10 minutes. 10 minutes. So it's 2:10. So 2:20. 2:20. So 10 minutes. 10 minutes. Please let me know when you're done. Okay. Then we can save our time. All right, I'm gonna mute my microphone. If you have any problem, please let me know. Okay. Many students done. Hey. I need more time. Please let me know. I need more time. You can keep it. You can keep doing it. Okay. So, all right. So let's start. Let's start. Huh? Number one. All right. So we are talking about corporate level strategy. It's mainly about diversifications, how to harmonize several business units within a umbrella corporation. Okay. So number one, diversification initiatives must be justified by the creation of value for shareholders. True or false? Yeah, it's true. It's true. Okay. So the creation of share value for shareholders is a very, very important performance. Very, very important. You know, the objective of this. So why do you care about diversification? Why do you care about diversification? Because we want to have better performance. Better performance. So the creation of value for shareholders is one of these performance. But this is not the only. This is not the only performance. We have a lot, many dimensions of performance. So this is only one of performance we can pursue through diversification. Okay? So usually the performance can be interpreted like this: not just money, okay, not profits, not just shareholders' money. Usually we can say, why do you care about diversification? Why do you care about strategy? Why do you care about performance? Because I want to create a value. Okay? I want to create value for customers, for shareholders, stakeholders, for society. Okay, so the management is focusing on the value, the creation of value. Right? So we talk about that: reduce cost, increase product differentiation. This gap is a value. We want to create this, okay? This gap. All right. That's why we are talking about diversification. All right. Number two. All right. It's also good risk management. Yes. Okay. That's true. That's true. Especially for unrelated diversification, it can be used as a risk management. Okay? So we are going to talk about BCG Matrix, Jensen, right? Okay? BCG Matrix. Why do we care about unrelated diversifications? So we are going to talk about that with the BCG Matrix. Number two. Okay. Let's talk about number two. Good. Very nice. Number two, related diversification enables the firm to benefit from horizontal relationships across different businesses in the diversified corporation by leveraging core competencies and sharing activities. Okay, that's true or false? All right, Jensen says it's true. All right, Brooks, true. Huh? Any false? Anyone picked false? I think this is a little bit controversial. No false? So everyone picked true? Okay, so it can be true. It can be true. Okay. But I just, I was looking at that one. Related diversification enables the fund to benefit from horizontal relationships. Actually, related diversification in general, in many cases, is involved with the vertical relationships. Vertical relationships too. Okay? Think about that. Coca-Cola, your case, right? Coca-Cola and bottling companies. This is a vertical, right? Vertical. Blackwater and bottling. Okay? So it's in terms of production, it's a vertical relationships. Okay? So if this is diversified, that is related diversifications. Okay? So vertical relationships, related diversification is very general. Very general. Okay? So in my perspective, related diversification is involved with vertical relationships too. Okay? Vertical relationships too. It is involved with horizontal relationships too. Okay? So I cannot say that this is not true, but there are actually horizontal, vertical, both can be related with can be involved with related diversification. So I just want to emphasize this. Okay. Anyway, if you say this is true, so this is true. Okay. So no one is false. Okay, good. All right. So number 3. So we are talking about diversification and related, unrelated diversification. Related diversification is some core competencies or some activities are interrelated. Okay, this is related diversification. Unrelated diversification. With unrelated diversification, potential benefits can be gained from vertical or hierarchical relationships. That is the creation of synergies from the interaction of the corporate office with outside stakeholders. Okay. So synergies. Okay. The keyword of this sentence is synergies. Okay. So synergy is usually pursued in the related diversification. Related diversification. So sharing activities. Okay. There are some common activities. Okay. Sharing activities. Then you can pursue synergetic effects. This is related diversification. All right. So related diversification. So this is false. Okay. This is false. Okay. There are many, discussions are possible on this topic, corporate level strategy, but I'm talking about the general things. Okay. Number 4, an advantage of mergers and acquisition, M&A. Okay. So we talk about related, unrelated diversifications. Then this is a means. This is the means of diversification. So acquisitions and like a joint ventures, like a CDC and alliances, something like that. Okay. So how do we do diversify? Okay. So an advantage of mergers acquisitions is that they enable a firm to rapidly enter new product market. Yes, it's very true. We talked about that with my paper, right? SMJ paper, CBC versus acquisitions, license, or some other things. Okay. So you should decide. Okay. You develop your product by yourself. It takes a time. But if you just buy a company, then use that technology, then you can get into the market very, very quickly. All right. So this is true. All right. Number 5. An advantage of internal development is that firms do not have to combine activities across the value chains of many companies and merge company cultures. So it is internal development. Okay? Internal development means you can do by yourself. So you do not consider other companies. Okay? So you do not consider other companies' cultures, something like that. Okay? So this is true too. This is very important decisions for the corporations, multiple business units. In other words, many people use this make or buy. Make or buy. Make is internal development. Buy is other acquisition strategy. Okay, something like M&As and joint ventures, something like that. Okay, so make or buy. All right. So we talk about mergers and acquisitions, M&As. And number 6, 7, 2 questions are the techniques used in acquisitions. Usually hostile acquisitions. Okay. Number 6, poison pills always are used to protect the best interest of management. This is false. Okay. So this is not the definition of poison pills. Poison pills sometimes hurting the interest of management. Okay? That's why this is used to protect the hostile acquisitions. Okay? So somebody wanna acquire my company, but actually I give up my interest. Okay? Then it's like a poison pills, like poisons. So it is not easy to take my company. That is poison pills. Okay. Number 7, a golden parachute is a pre-arranged contract with managers specifying that in the event of a hostile takeover, the target company managers will be paid a significant severance package. Yes, this is the definition of golden parachute. Okay? Golden parachute. Okay. So this is true. So we talk about diversification related, unrelated diversification, and also the techniques, the strategy, the means of diversification, and some techniques of protecting the avoiding the acquisitions. Okay? The possibilities and golden parachute. Okay? So, all right. Any question, comment? Okay, thank you so much. Then we're gonna move. We're gonna move. Okay. So we already talked about these learning objectives. We talked about diversification and synergistic benefits. Okay, synergistic benefits, related diversification and synergistic benefits. We talked about this. And some means of engaging in diversification, acquisitions, joint ventures, and internal development. Okay, so acquisition, everyone knows that, right? Joint ventures, you set up a separate company with your partners. This is joint ventures. And internal development is just, doing by yourself. Okay? That is internal development. So that is simple topics. We talked about some topics already. Number 6, chapter 6, right? We are here, chapter 6. Okay. Then, okay. All right. So this is today class activity, your case, your chapter case. All right. Coca-Cola is a very, very interesting case in many, many dimensions of business. This company is really, really interesting company. Okay? So, and this point, okay? So in this case is focusing on make or buy decisions. Make or buy decisions. Okay? So you wanna share the perspectives around this with these 3 questions. And we want to discuss as a whole class. Okay? So we're going to do this quickly, and then we're going to move. Okay? So let me create 5 rooms, and okay, this time 10 minutes too. Okay, because you are right with 10 minutes so far. So now your breakout rooms are available. So please join with your team and discuss these questions. Okay, be ready. Please be ready to discuss these questions very quickly and move to other topics. Okay, please go ahead. I'm gonna mute my microphone for your discussions.
You are currently the only person in this conference. You are currently the only person in this conference.
Okay, welcome back. Welcome back. All right, great. So 10 minutes was okay? Great, okay, good. All right, let's talk about the case. Right, very interesting case. Make versus buy, okay? So who's gonna start? Anyone can start. What is the case about? What is the story? What is the case about? Please, any team? Okay, go ahead. Olivia, you can go ahead.
Sorry, let me just pull up my notes really quick.
Okay.
I didn't realize my microphone was on.
No problem.
So basically, Coca-Cola bought its bottlers and took over the distribution. That's pretty much it.
Okay, yes, very simple case. Okay. So actually Coca-Cola faced a situation in which they should make or buy. All right, bottlings. There are many steps to produce their product, right? Then black water. Actually, Coca-Cola has a black water, right? Black water itself. It should be bottled. Okay? So bottling by themselves or some others. Okay? That was a big issue. This is a long time issue actually. Right? Coca-Cola, as they try to solve these issues for some decades. Right? All right. Then what they did, they made a decision to inside, okay, to internalize bottlings. Okay. Then they had a problem, right? They had a problem. So the first question. What are the pros and cons of Coca-Cola owning its bottlings? Okay. Anyone? Please go ahead.
So my group was saying there was more pros than cons on the surface. Basically, Coca-Cola is trying to improve, their operations, saving and improving efficiency, and eventually creating better customer relationship management. And they wanted to do all this through vertical integration, which would which would also allow for like getting revenues from multiple sources that wouldn't be recognized before.
Okay.
And the cons of Coca-Cola going through with this vertical integration would be that Coca-Cola would be entering a market that they had limited knowledge in, and so there would be an experience gap between Coca-Cola and these other companies that are already probably in the business since however long bottles have been out, honestly. And so there would be a huge experience gap if they tried to enter that market. Also, they would have less focus on their main products.
Okay. Yes. Exactly. Brooks, thank you so much. It's perfect. Okay. It's perfect one. So I don't have many things to add up actually. The Bruce comment was great. Perfect. So pros, it is focused on the efficiency, reduce costs. Okay? Make internally. All right. Then it increased the controlling too, the control issues. Okay? So it seems like a good plan. Okay? But the problem is it is also the making internally also need a lot of experiences and some systems and some whatever. Okay? But Coca-Cola didn't have this so much. Okay? That was a problem. So Heaven also point out that pros, roles, roll out new products, negotiation with the retailers, and responsive to customers' needs. Okay, so these are pros. These are pros. Okay, great. All right. Then these pros are actually some secondary things. Okay? So the direct one, in this case, the pros of Coca-Cola was the reduced cost, efficiency. Okay? So by pursuing this, roll out of new product, yes, it is. Okay? Negotiation, yes, and customers need, yes. Okay? And cons took way more time in operations, yes. The inexperience, that is a problem. Okay? And switching costs, yes. Oh, it's good. Switching costs, okay? Switching costs. So the existing operation is external one, but you just internalize that operation, and there are some switching costs, right? Switching costs. Okay? Sometimes this switching cost is huge. Okay? So it is a big factor too. Great, good discussions. So I love it. Then let's move. Why didn't any other comments? First question. Okay. The second one, why did Coca-Cola's acquisition of its bottlers lead to the improvements the firm expected? So we talked about inexperience, all right? The lack of experience. Any other comments? The second question, what was the problem?
One thing our group talked about was that they didn't really capitalize on taking advantage of the full market. They just mostly did their own products bottled. They could have even been the bottlers for like more of their competitors and been more diversified in their market share.
Okay, good point. So think about that. Internalizing bottlers. These bottlers, think about it, this unit, this business unit. Okay. So when this bottlers was outside the company, it was very simple. All the markets are theirs. Okay, they try all the markets, but bottlers within the corporation, the market is only in Coca-Cola, all right? So actually internalizing, sometimes it leads to the reduce in small market. Okay? That can be a problem. Right? That can be a problem. Okay? All right. Any other comment? Any other comment? So lack of experience is a market adjustment problem, and anything else? That's it? Okay, all right, good, okay, good. So, the last one. Will this latest move serve as a clear strategy that will lead to long-term profitability, or is it just a reaction to outside pressures the firm faced? Okay. How do you think about that? Is it a good strategy or just reaction to outside pressure?
I think it's possible it'd be a good strategy as long as the costs of of owning the bottling companies well overseeded the benefits that you were going to incur from it. I think that they kind of back themselves into a corner a little bit because they can only distribute the syrup and the concentrate now. I'm not sure what their distribution process for that is or how expensive it is, how much money they're saving by not having to bottle it. But I definitely think that if they pivoted with the bottling companies while they had them and started bottling for other firms as well, that they could make a lot more money, and they would still have a lot more money tied into like real estate and assets and things like that. So it would have been a good investment.
Okay, all right, good comment, Cole. So this case shows actually the combination long-term strategy, short-term operations. Okay? So it can be a good strategy, but if your operation is not so enough well for that strategy, then the strategy, it's not good. Becomes not good. Okay? So long-term strategy, this strategy internalizing making process can be this strategy, can be a good strategy if your operation capability is enough to support this strategy. But in Coca-Cola's case, actually, it was not enough. Right? That was a problem. Right? That is course point. All right. Any other comment? Any other comments for the last question? All right, good, nice, good discussions. Okay? So all the points are very clear, okay? And also it's making a lot of sense. So, all right, if you don't have any question, comment, we can move. Okay? So I just want to sum up. Okay? Corporate level strategy, very simple topic. Okay? Why do you care about corporate level strategy? Why do you care about harmonizing this multiple business units? Because we want to have synergetic effects between this. Okay, synergetic effects. That is the keyword. Corporate level strategy, synergetic effects. Okay. All right. Then diversification. This is the synergetic effects. Okay. 1 + 1 equals not 2. It can be 3. It can be 10. It can be 100. This is diversification works. Huh? So 1 + 1 equals 2. This is not business leader's mind. 1 + 1 can be 3, can be 10, can be 100. Okay, you need to think this way. Okay? This is a synergetic effects. Synergetic effects. Okay? All right. So we talked about related, unrelated diversification, right? Related, unrelated. Related diversification, Coca-Cola. Okay? Blackwater and bottling. Blackwater, bottling, related diversification. Okay. All right. Unrelated, okay? Unrelated business. Okay. So, not sharing activities, but they need to have some diversification too, like a risk management. So we're gonna talk about that. Okay. All right. Related diversification enables a firm to benefit from horizontal relationships across different business. So related diversification, economies of scope. Okay, Coca-Cola case again. All right, leverage core competencies and sharing related activities, something like that, and market power. Okay, market power. Okay, so market power. Okay, and Heaven talked about this market power. Okay. And core competencies. Okay. So before make a decision between make or buy. Any corporation should know, okay? Any corporation should know what the core competencies is. In Coca-Cola case, what is the core competencies? We talked about that, right? The taste itself is not core competencies. Okay? Actually, the operation, the efficiency of operation can be a core competencies. Okay? And advertising and pricing and distributions can be core competencies for Coca-Cola. Right? Coca-Cola. Okay. So they should know what the core competencies are, then they focus on that. Okay. Those activities, okay, to reduce cost, increase strength differentiations. This is the point. Okay. And we talked about that. Okay, sharing activities and market power. I'm not gonna replicate this. This is an example of diversification. Okay, from raw materials to the distributions. Okay? And this is a backward. Okay, this is a backward integration. This is a forward integration. So Coca-Cola case, like this is a Blackwater. Okay, and bottling is somewhere here. Okay, so we talk about Coca-Cola case for forward integration. Forward integration. Don't confuse it, right? Many people confuse this, but we were talking about forward integration with Coca-Cola case. Okay? Wait. And transaction cost. This is a Nobel Prize winner theory. Okay? Transaction cost. So, why corporations internalize the process, production process, or whatever process. Why? Sometimes they can buy from the market, right? Think about it, make versus buy, right? Make versus buy, right? Markets are available, right? Markets are available. So they can buy all the components to have their business, right? But they internalize it. Okay. Why? Because this theory explains that there are a lot of transaction costs that can happen from the transaction in the market. That's why corporations want to internalize some the core activities within the umbrella, within their boundary. Okay? This is the central idea of transaction cost perspective. This is a Nobel Prize winner theory. Okay? Very interesting one. Okay? For example, the other example is what? Okay. Let me think about this. Oh, so corporations, a corporation hire you, right? Hire you. Why? They can just bring someone, okay, each day, but they hire you as an employee because they want to reduce transaction costs. If they bring every day a person from the market, they have to pay search costs, negotiating costs, or contract costs, whatever. Okay? There are many types of costs. Okay? So they want to reduce these costs. That's why they hire you as a permanent employee. Okay? This is the central idea. This is a core idea of the transaction cost perspective. Okay? All right, unrelated diversification. Unrelated diversification. Why corporations do this? Okay, restructuring, okay, or portfolio management. Okay, so this is a Pcg Matrix. So parenting, restructuring, asset restructuring, capital management restructuring. Okay, portfolio management is about this. Okay? This. So I have several business units. Okay, and some business units are now okay, but it will go, not good very shortly. Okay? Some businesses have a potential, some businesses have a cash cow, some businesses there are different characteristics. So I want to balance these characteristics to make continuous profit stream. Right? Then how to balance this multiple business units. This is a Pcg matrix. So it has two assets: relative market share and industry growth rate. Okay? Probably you know this already. Okay? So market share is great and growth rate is low, then we say this is a cash cow. Market share is great and growth rate is great too, then we have this is a stars. Okay, and we don't have great market share and industry growth rate is low, then it's a dogs. I don't know why people say dogs this market. Okay? And low market share and high growth rate is a question mark. Okay, so it can start, okay? My business start can from the question mark. So it can go dogs or it can go stars, okay? Or this stars can go cash cows. So some business units move around this. Okay? So how to arrange your business units and this, okay? Then to make continuous profit stream. This is the purpose of Pcg matrix. Okay. All right. So far so good. Any question? No. All right. Then means of diversifications. We talked about mergers, acquisition, M&A. All right. And straight alliances, corporate venture capital, joint ventures. Okay. And we already talked about this. with my paper and some other topics. And internal development is doing by yourself. It's like a corporate entrepreneurship and new venture development. I'm not gonna replicate this. Just a straightforward. You just read the textbook and then you can answer, understand. Okay. So acquisitions, we know that, right? We know the M&A. Okay. I assume that everyone knows the M&A, right? So M&A helps us develop synergy, leveraging core competencies and sharing activities, building market power. Okay. And limitations. Okay. And takeover premiums for acquisitions are typically very high, and competing firms can imitate advantages. Competing firms can copy synergies. This one, takeover premiums. All right. So when M&A happens, usually acquirers do not have benefit from it in the market. Okay? Acquirers usually do not have a benefit from the acquisitions, but acquirees, okay? A firm that is acquired, okay? Target firm has a benefit from the acquisitions in the market. Okay? So I just want to let you know this. Okay? These are takeover premiums. Okay? These are takeover premiums. The firm that is acquired have a lot of benefits from the acquirers. This is takeover premiums. Okay? All right. Anything else? Straight alliances. We talked about that already. And joint ventures. Set up a new company. Okay? That's it. Okay? You cannot just read this. I'm not going to replicate this. Okay? Internal development, corporate entrepreneurship. Yeah, it is very straightforward. Okay. Oh, this one. So internal development. It's very good. Okay. You can have higher level of control. Okay. You can pursue efficiency. Okay. And it's good. But the problem is internal development takes time. Right? It takes time because you should do everything by yourself. Okay. So it takes time. Right? So that's why, and also need to continually develop new capabilities. Okay. The problem is, okay, no one can do everything by itself. Okay? That is a problem. Okay? So internal development has a very strength. Okay? It has pros, but the problem is in any process, in any activity, there's a high possibility they need other companies to help with. Okay? So I just emphasize this. All right. Oh, that's it. Okay. So in this chapter, corporate level strategy, we talk about diversification, right? Related, unrelated diversifications. Okay. And some means of diversifications. Okay. So I didn't cover in my lecture, very simple lecture. I didn't cover the details of these stories, but these stories, contents are very, very straightforward. So you just read the textbook, then you can understand easily. All right. But if you have any problem with understanding that, send me an email. Okay? So I'm gonna make it clear. Okay? All right. Any question? Comment? Anyone? Any question? Comment? So you are okay. You're fine with this chapter. Please say yes. All right, great. Okay, so you did a great job today. All right, great discussions and very clear points and concise, explanations. It was really, really impressive. Okay? So, we're done chapter 6. Then I will see you on Wednesday, right, for the test. Okay. All right. So you are free up right now. All right. See you on Wednesday. All right. Thank you, Eddie. Okay, thank you, Megan. Brooks, thank you. All right, see you on Wednesday.